This is The Success Factor with your host, DeCarlo Eskridge. Today we're going to be speaking with Lindell Warden. Lindell is a former student of the beloved Neville Goddard, the metaphysic teacher. Lindell is the founder of the Metaphysical Art Theater. Lindell has been teaching metaphysics for more than 40 years. Get ready to embark on a journey within your mind. This is The Success Factor with your host, DeCarlo Eskridge.
The invitation is come, dine, eat. You don't need to get the drops on the floor. You don't have to sit up here and eat.
Yeah.
Fill yourself with something worthwhile. Oh, yeah, you see, we've become entertainment crazy.
It's true. It's true.
It says be in the world but not of the world. And boy, I'll tell you, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with entertainment. I like TV.
Likewise. I like a good movie or, a nice play just like the next person or even a beautiful song. So, agreed. But I agree that you have to.
You have. In other words, the idea of tithing was your time. God doesn't need your money. The ministers might, but God doesn't need it.
Doesn't need it.
No. All He needs is your attention. And what has your attention has your life. So if that's what you're thinking about, you're in good shape.
So, as we're going to bring this to a close, for the listeners, do you have, some of them are going to say, well, can I get more information? What book should I say? Is there a book out there that you would recommend that the listeners would get right now that would be beneficial? And then I would say almost anything from Neville, but you may have something in mind. Neville and some other teachers, so any recommendations?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you can go to... yeah, caught me on that one. Well, like Emmett Fox. That's one of my favorites.
Okay.
And, Russell, too. Robert Russell. There's so many of them out there, but let's put it this way. If you really want to know it first person, go in the closet and get it first person. I mean, you're going to do that anyway. I mean, it's going to come down to that. Everything else that you'll read will encourage you.
It's true. Even Emmett Fox, Science of the Mind, they'll all point you back to Scripture and a relationship with Father. Going within.
It's like a compass. It'll point the direction, but it won't take one damn step for you.
Yeah. Yeah. And, the thing about teachers, as wonderful as they may be, the only thing we're going to get from them is their intimate time. You can't get any more. You're going to get the time that they spent with Father, with the Spirit.
That's right.
But it's only going to be secondhand. It's going to be like, it's not going to be your own until you actually go into the quiet place, shut the door, and discover Father for yourself.
That's right. The portal's open. He's awaiting. He said, you turn to me, I'll turn to you. So on God's side of the equation, it's already a done deal.
Done.
He said he would. He beat her. You believe God? You believe God's promises? I ask people, do you believe God's promises? And they'll say, well, yeah, I believe in God. I didn't ask you that. I ask you, do you believe His promises? You see, and then they look at you like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, if you're reading Scripture as secular history, you're not going to get it. Because it's the story behind the story. And it's the same with us. It's the voice behind the voice that tells you what you're going to get when you pray.
Some of you, as you're listening to this particular broadcast, you're going to probably be a little confused, but we're going to keep on talking. We'll see if we can do these few times a month and put them out there to you so that you can glean from them. But I doubt that you'll be able to get everything that's been given in this particular broadcast with one listen.
No, that's
you have to repetition. You have to listen to it over and over again, because the truth of the matter is every time you listen to it, you're going to get something new.
Well, look at the way they teach you in school. They give you spelling words. What do? You recite them over and over and over and spell them out loud and all of that so that you can pass the test, right?
Certainly.
Well, isn't that the same thing? It's you see, what people don't realize when they're watching that TV, they're being programmed. They really are. Because how did you teach people things? Repetition. Well, what is commercials on television? Repetition. And you hear it, and all of these doctors are telling you that what they're doing is they're spreading all the illnesses. Because people are, you should watch people. When they're watching, they're going, oh yeah, whoa,
It's true.
And they're not really paying attention to what they're hearing, and the music that plays behind the commercial, that distracts them from what's being said on the without, but it doesn't on the within.
Correct. Correct. So what it allows to happen is that to get down at your being, because at that moment you're really being hypnotized. Right. And your subconscious mind, even though at the conscious level you may not even hear it, things are being given to you, and you're open to it at that moment. Studies have shown that time and time again, and of course advertisers know that. That's why they take a moment after you watch this great program, because your walls are down.
Yeah, right. That's right.
And it's time to sell. And that's why we go out, and once we get outside, we pass the McDonald's, and we got to go in and get that Big Mac. We're thinking it's us, but we've been programmed.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it all started out with programming us up to the age of reason, whatever age that is, that you start thinking for yourself seriously. I mean, actually questioning yourself seriously. Why am I sitting here thinking about this? It's no value. It doesn't bring me anything I want. Why am I thinking about it? You see, we throw all this garbage into our life and then wonder where the hell it came from.
Yeah. No clue.
No clue. No, clueless is right. I know about being clueless. I was there a lot of years. and I still have bouts with it.
Well, likewise, and I could truly say most of my life it's really been about the last 10 to 15 years that I started questioning what I was hearing and what I was being told. And a lot of it just began to not agree with my spirit. And, it's funny, once you become open, the teacher will present himself, herself. But you got to be open.
Well, you're told. Go in the closet. If you don't live in a tent, that's okay if you live in a tent. Just be still. The magic is in the stillness, but it's very difficult to obtain. But once you do, it gets easier and easier and easier. As a matter of fact, you'll receive revelations during the day and just out of nowhere.
It's true. It's
true. Because what you're focused on feeds you. You understand? Whatever the idea is, it's feeding you. It feeds you all kinds of information about that, whatever you're paying attention to. And if it's not something you want to actually experience, well, there you are, dreaming of monsters you can't handle. So
continuously, and you wonder why your world's in the shambles that it's in.
That's the word, continuously. You see, there's no place to stop. You're on all the time. So if you're not aware, then you're lost. Yeah.
Our goal is to see if we can help you, if we can be of assistance, and hopefully our words will speak to you incite you to go into your quiet place.
They will. They will. If you show up, that's the only thing that's holding you up is you showing up. Be here now.
Yeah.
Now is the only time there is, and since now is the only time there is, you're going to get the information now, or you ain't going to get it.
Yeah.
Until you take up now.
And listeners understand, when Lindell says now or today, it's now. He's speaking of this moment, right now.
Right now.
Yeah, because the truth of the matter, that's all you got.
That's all you got, really. Yeah, really.
That's all you got.
Have you ever seen it yesterday?
Never seen it.
You ever seen it tomorrow?
Never seen it.
It's always
now.
I'll tell you this. Once you get what we're trying to give them, they'll be happy 90% of the time. Because they know that they know. There's nothing transforming in death. You die a ding-dong, you get to play ding-dong again. Don't get it that time, you play ding-dong again.
Yeah.
But sooner or later, you're going to say, well, what is this? What is this? What am I doing?
Yeah.
Then it starts. But remember, some of the guys in there live to be 800-900 years old. Do you get it? Methuselah was what, 960 years old?
About 960.
Yeah. See, it'll take you forever if you're not paying attention. It's as simple as that. What has your attention has your life. If you like what you're doing, fine. Pay attention to it and expand on it. There's always expansion. Always, I don't care how great everything, there's always expansion. Because it's God.
You made a statement about paying attention.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, you got to go back and listen to this again. He's giving you so many nuggets, and he's slipping these nuggets in, and they just kind of, if you're not careful, they just shoot over your head. There's times that we've been on a call, and Lindell has spoken something to me, and, I'll sit there and I'll get off the phone, and, it's just, it hits you, what was said.
Yeah.
But in the moment when you hear it,
it's interesting.
Yeah.
You've heard something you realize is worthy of your attention, but then you have to show up.
Yeah.
See, that's it. That's what people miss. You have to look. You're busy doing this work, and then something disturbs you, and you got to go take care of something. But get back to the sanity you had at that moment. That's what it's all about. Paying attention. And someone says, "Well, you can't pay attention all the time." Yeah, I'm really very aware of that. Believe me, every day I have to bring myself into a meditative moment to start my day. Otherwise, I can get carried away just like anybody else.
Certainly.
Yeah, really. I mean, your attention would grab, and look what they do to grab your attention on television. Boom, boom, boom,
Bombardment, potentially.
Yeah, right. And they have to have music with every commercial because that's what you'll focus on, and then they'll slip you the message.
Exactly.
And I mean slip it to you.
You won't even know that you have it.
That's the whole point. People don't know it. They don't know they're being commercialized.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun. It's really fun when you do know, but you do really feel sorry for the people who miss it.
Yeah.
I mean, they'll get it eventually.
Yeah. And like I said, as you stated, sometimes we miss it.
Yeah.
Guards are down. Our attention is somewhere else. Not on the matter at hand, and you miss it.
Yeah, I find myself in the wilderness every now and then.
Certainly.
Just because something happens and you don't have time to actually orientate yourself, and you have to take a minute and drop it.
Certainly.
And it is difficult to do. I realize how difficult it is to do, and I realize that's what really happens, that most people don't do it. That they don't show up. That they've always got some reason not to.
Certainly.
believes in justification, and you can find them anywhere you look.
Anywhere.
Yes, I have.
Anywhere, yeah. Life is full of them.
Yeah, not only that, you got to get rid of your list. You know, of all those people who are at fault for why you're the way you are. I had a real good list. It was everything was everybody else's fault. But it didn't work.
Yeah, until you get rid of that list.
That's right. Oh, it was hard to let go of, I tell you.
Well, you know, it's convenient.
Oh, that's the word. That's the word. It's convenient.
I love my list. I mean, especially, you know, if things got hard in the marriage, it was her fault. If it was hard at the job, it was my employer's fault. You know, it was easy to blame somebody else and not take responsibility, take ownership.
That's the stroll, but you're strolling in hell. Not
Thank
in heaven.
You. Exactly. We can either have days of hell on earth, and most of us, that's what we're experiencing, or we can have days of heaven.
That's it.
Yeah.
Choose this day.
Goes back to that, choose this day.
That's it. And it's every day, so you can't say, oh, well, I missed it. Well, it's all gone. I missed it.
You know, they talk about the gift, the present.
Yes.
The gift and the present.
Well, it's always right now.
Exactly.
You can't get away from that. I mean, you can talk about the future, you can talk about the past, but it's still going to be right now. And it's right now, in mind, in imagination, where you're creating your world moment by moment, everything. You're dressing your world every day. A little bit different, but every day. But why not discipline yourself to think only on things that are lovely and of good report? Then that's what you'll be expecting.
Again, listeners, I know you got to go back and you got to say to yourself, is it that simple? It is.
Yes.
It
yes.
is.
I'll tell you, yes it is. I'm here as a witness, not as an example.
We got enough examples out there.
Yeah, I have to confess that I am here as a witness, not an example. But,
you know, and I've actually been that example, but you know what, when I've taken on this mindset, I've seen improvements in my health, in my relationships, in my financial situation. In choosing this day and making the decision to be present, it's allowed my world to be transformed. But because truly prior to that, it was chaotic, you know, and like I said, it was always something on the outside that was responsible. But because of that, I remain powerless.
yes.
You can only become powerful as you understand I am. And in that, choosing each moment consciously what it is that you want in that moment by right thoughts, right thinking, right feeling.
Well, you're either choosing or you're being chosen for, because it's an ongoing drama. There's no place to stop.
And I'm going to repeat what he said, just in case you missed it. You're either choosing or being chosen for.
Yes.
And they say it's probably about the 1 to 3% who are choosing.
That's
Everybody else is being chosen for.
That's it. They ring the little bell and the cattle come.
Cattle come.
And they do all the little things, and they get their bucket of milk. And then they send you back out to churn up some more.
Yeah.
And people don't realize that. Oh. Well, you see, life is what you make of it. I mean, in other words, I have books from the wise men down through the ages here, and what they've all agreed on without any question is that man is living his attitudes. That's it. But where you got them, how you got them, and why you haven't gotten rid of them, that's not even in question. And you're not going to be questioned. You're not going to be talked to about it at all. Subconscious mind has one thing to do, and that is produce your world according to as you think you are. And God has nothing to do with that because he gave it to subconscious mind. And he gave it to you to choose. So if you're choosing and it's producing, that's your world.
It's pretty heavy, and we're going to end it right there because I want you to be able to let that sink in and resonate with you as the listener. And Lindell and I will be back.
I am the listener. Every time I do this, I am the listener. I'm listening.
That's true. That's true. We're both students even as we speak.
That's
We're
right.
being taught.
That's
We're
right.
being taught.
That's it.
So, man, we've got a lot in this one here, and I look forward to our next one. So we'll get back together, but we're going to sign off right now. And, hey, buddy, you have a good evening.
Talk to you later.
Thank you, buddy. We'll talk to you later.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Take care.
Remember this, that only you can create your perfect world, not God or man. Only you can create your perfect world. This is The Success Factor with your host, DeCarlo Eskridge, saying have a great and abundant week.